Hello everybody, this is Jikiemi, your book granny here with the book review for you. Excuse my voice, I have a cold, so I might be pulling up on this water quite a bit, and I'm gonna be sniffing, so I apologize for being so rude. I just having a hard time breathing at this point in time, so that's that. So let's get on with this review. As usual, we are a no spoiler zone, but as not usual, after I finish the no spoiler part, I did get a request that I say some spoilers afterwards of why I felt certain ways. So don't worry, once we get to that part, I will say, here come the spoilers or whatever. I'll put some sort of indicator up there so that you'll know, uh-oh, here comes the spoiler part. And as you see, I have a couple of copies of Faebound, so I'll put the link up there so you can go see, get a little tour of all the different copies of Faebound. Now, Faebound is actually in a completely fairy tale land, a fantasy world. In it, we have three guys, okay? You have Asasi, which was the guy that created the humans. And then you have Iwe, who created the Fae. And then you have Basame, is that her name, Basame? Basame, who created the elves, okay? Now, a long, long time ago, we'll say 1,000 years, I just need a number. The humans and the Fae, they seem to disappear. So really all you see around is elves, 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 elves. Now this story starts off with two sisters and another main character. The two sisters are Xuan. Xuan, her whole life, has always just wanted to be a soldier. They have this thing called the Forever War, and she sees herself like being, that's what she loves to do. She wants to be a warrior. That's all she's wanted to do. And she actually happens to be the youngest person to ever make colonel in this Forever War. And then we have Leila, which is her younger sister. Her younger sister is what's called a diviner, a diviner. And it's kind of like an oracle. Someone can like see the future and kind of interpret things like that. And then we have Rayan. Rayan is a captain up under Xuan. And he's just captain up under there, okay? So Xuan does something, I can't tell you what, because there's no spoilers. Xuan does something that gets her exiled, okay? So, of course, her sister is going to go out there and, you're not exiling my sister. Go up there and try to get her sister. And Rayan, who's a great captain, he's loyal. He goes out there too, right? And then this book is about Xuan trying to do what she believes she can do in order to get back into the elven graces again, shall we say. So that is the main plot of the book. I will say I was kind of iffy on this book because there are three things I cannot stand in books. Number one is if the main plot is based on something that could be easily said, you know what I'm saying, a miscommunication, something simple. That didn't happen in this book, by the way, but I cannot stand it. That's one of my things I do not like. That drives me crazy. Another one is when a character does something obviously that's a mistake. An obvious mistake that they wouldn't make. Don't get me wrong. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. But sometimes authors get so that they will make mistakes just because they want the plot to go this way instead of thinking of a realistic way that this character would have made a mistake to get them in that situation. Does that make sense? And this, I'm like, oh, really? I was just so annoyed. That just annoys the hell out of me. So the book did do that. Okay, they also had, so let's say you're going to have a love interest. Male, female, male, male, female, female, whatever. I don't care what it is. And one of the parties of the love interest is really a jerk to the other person. They don't know each other, but he's a jerk or she's a jerk to the other person, right? And then the other person still falls in love. And I'm like, why? This person's abusive to you. Why? I hate that. Romance had that really bad about having some guy that's really, he's a jerk and he treats the woman like a jerk. And there's no reason for her to like him because she doesn't hear in his mind what's going on in his head. Same thing for a female. If it flips it around, she's acting like a jerk. He would have no reason to think anything else except from what he sees and how he's treated. So I hate it when they do that. And they did those two things in this book. So, I was a little bit salty, but I gotta say, I'm still gonna read the next book because I love the concept of this book, and the world building was amazing. It was a phenomenal thing. The scenery, the setting, the different places. I mean, I really like this. The magic in it. It was very strong on those points. It was just a little bit weak on the character development. So I'm hoping, like, since this was the first book, I don't know how many of this is going to be a duology or a series or what, but I'm hoping, like, since this was the first book, it was just kind of a setting up. And sometimes when you're setting up things, it's not going to be as good. I mean, let's just face it. So hopefully it's going to get better in the next thing. Because like I said, I love the concept of the story that's going on. And I love and I can't tell you as much of the concept without giving a spoiler either. So I can't tell you everything that happens in the plot because I don't want to spoil it for you. Read it; it's pretty good. And I am looking forward to seeing how the characters that they did interest us to continue on about their story. And I'm hoping like they get stronger with these development. Okay, and there was quite a few. Not main characters, but secondary characters that they did a pretty good job. I noticed that in this book, she did better with the secondary characters. Because like I said, Rayon was one of the main characters, but he was like, I'll call him half of a main character. Two sisters were the two main characters. Yiran, then Leto, and then Rayon. But they did a great job on developing his character throughout. Maybe because we saw him as it went through, whereas we were just in their two heads. And you're like, what? You know what I'm saying? Why are you doing this? So, yeah, so maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But like I say, even though this wasn't my favorite book, I am looking forward to reading the next one. So that's the end of the non-spoiler portion. I was asked to also include why like if I didn't like something, why I didn't like that. And that makes me have to put some spoilers. So now I'm about to put some spoilers. So we're going into spoiler zone mode. Okay, we're back. And like I say, we're about to do spoilers. So if you didn't want to hear any spoilers, please cut it off right now. Because we're hitting in spoiler land. Yes, we're going to go fishing in that there pool. So like I say, one of my pet peeves about books is when someone makes an obvious mistake. So let me give you one. This is a huge one. This is what the whole book predicates on. Yuran, she wants to be a soldier. She's wanted to be this soldier her whole life. She follows the rules. She does what she has to do. She became the youngest colonel ever. Okay, she's about the business. She's an excellent soldier. She earned it. Okay, she really earned it. She's really good. Leto, like I said, she's a diviner. I don't know I can't remember if the diviner, whatever. She's a diviner, like an oracle type person. And her sister Yuran doesn't really believe in that kind of stuff. She just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like going to psychic. Some people believe it, some people don't. And Yuran's one of those people who doesn't really believe that kind of stuff, right? So Yuran sent on this mission in the beginning of the book. It's a simple mission, to take her people to go do all this sort of stuff. It's like clean up after the war, you know what I'm saying? Go kill the last little stray other soldiers, this, that, and the other from the other folks. And then she's supposed to bring her butt back on home. Well, before she does that, her sister Leto's like, oh, you're, what is it? You'll find your, find something, was it to the east or the west? I forgot. But she's basically saying, oh, your glory is going to be found out to the east or something like that. I can't remember what it was, the east or west, right? So they finished their little cleanup job, and then hadn't anything happened. So they're like, oh, let's go east because, there might be some more bad guys over there. Now, she was told to specifically do not go east. She follows orders. She's followed orders her whole life. This is what made her such a great soldier. She does her job, right? So while on this here particular time, she's like, I know I'm not supposed to go east, but you know what? Leto did say, I'm going to find my glory to the east. She don't even believe in the stuff that Leto does. So, I mean, it really, I'm like, this lifetime soldier who never, ever breaks the rules. Now, don't get me wrong. She does, like, she knows that she's not just a blind cog, boom, bing, 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 bing. Okay, like for instance, there are children, they're being recruited into the army, and they're poor. They have no choice to go into this, but to go into this forever war because they're not gonna get any food. And she doesn't like that. You know what I'm saying? So she'll give them money or something like that, but that's not really breaking the rules. So like I say, she does have her own type of dissidence, but she does her job. You know what I mean? So anyway, so now all of a sudden, because Rayan wants to go over there, she knows Rayan has a vendetta against these folks out to the east. Oh yeah, let's just go down there. And of course it ends in disaster. I'm not gonna tell you what, but it ends in disaster. But she should have never went. There was a way that they could have done it. That the author could have taken a few extra steps, to make it so that she's not doing something that this character would not do. So that's why that drove me crazy. And it was bothering me so much. And it happens in the beginning of the book. And like I said, that's what predicates the rest of the stuff that happens in the book. And I was just like, I was just so salty. I was, lots of salt. I mean, you should have my hypertension way up there from all that salt. So that's one of them. Okay, the other one is they decided the author is going to make a relationship. You can see they were going to be a love interest between Leto and Rayan. But Leto treated him terribly. She actually treated everybody pretty much like crap. But I mean, she really treated him terribly because, we see their interactions the most. So we just saw her treating him the worst. She was not a good person. I mean, that woman, I just want to take her and just shake the hell out of her. She was just, woo-wee. Now, I will say one thing, and this is something that I actually liked. And I wish I had said in the like part, so I may have to go back and edit this part. Leto actually had a disability, and I absolutely love that they made, even though she had this disability, it didn't keep her from doing what she wanted to do. She could hunt, she could run, she could do everything everybody else. She just had to have her tools made differently to work with her disability. I absolutely love that they didn't have her being some little waif and needing everybody, because that just drives me crazy. Because this people aren't like that. But anyway, we're going to leave that alone. So I love that. But then she was such a butthole. I just like, and he falls for her. I'm just like, I don't go into that trope where you have the abusive person and then someone falls for this abuser, falls for the abuser. I can't do it. So that was the second thing. And then let's go on to the gods. So like I said, there were 3 gods, right? And over 1,000 years, they haven't seen the Fae and the humans. So they thought that the Fae killed off all the humans. But then you learn, okay, there's an elven land. These folks haven't even left the elven land. So how would they know what's going on outside the elven land? I'm like, literally, it was crazy. Yuren got kicked out the elven land. She was exiled. They kick her out. She finds the Fae within a few days because she's now out of elven land. I mean, it's like connected. And I'm like, wait. Y'all been there 1,000 years and you don't go east ever? I'm just like, huh? That made no sense. I was like, y'all been just like, no, that just didn't make no sense. Instead, y'all warring here for resources, right? You got a whole world connected by land. It's not like it's a big old ocean between y'all, right? You got a whole world connected by land. And y'all think everybody else is dead, but you don't leave the elven land? Yeah, that happened. So that kind of, I'm like, So, but again, I still like the concept of the book, and I'm hoping that just because this was a setup, it will get better for the second book on. But there were some things I was like, but overall, like I said, it did have those issues, but the concept of the story, okay, what happened was they believed the elves believed that the Fae and the humans were fighting, right? And then the Fae ended up killing all the humans, and then they thought the Fae just died off, which didn't make any sense either, but they figured that the Fae just died off, right? When in all actuality, the Fae, a human, kind of cursed the Fae to live in this underground place, so the Fae are more trapped also. And you find that out in the beginning of book 2, well, early in the book 2, because it is called Faebound, so you know she's going to find the Fae. So, yeah. it was a lot going on. But if you guys want to discuss this book, okay, I'm done with the spoilers. I'm not going to say no spoilers, so let's bring everybody else back. Okay, I'm done with the spoilers. So that was it. Again, if you want to see different copies of the book, I'll put it up there so you can order yours. We are discussing the Ember Blade. It's March 2024, and we are discussing the Ember Blade, and I'll put the link for that up there so that you can join the discussion if you read it. It doesn't matter if it's long after March 2024, oh well, whatever. March 2024, you can still come on by and join the chat because it's going to be there forever until they take down the YouTube. It's going to be there. So still go on in there. I'll get tagged that you've commented in there, and I'll come in there and comment. If you have any comments about Faebound, please put them down in the discussion area of this here video. Just put spoiler first if you're going to put any spoilers in it, and then make your comment, okay? Oh, we also need to start collecting books for our next group read. So if you have a suggestion for a group read, send it on by. I'll put it in a jar. Who knows? Yours may get chosen, okay? So that is it. Thank you for joining me, and you guys have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.